available to your speakers in 2017. Only on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
But we're gonna move on to some Switch news.
25 years ago? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Do you feel old?
Yeah. It came out in like 91, and I probably played it when I was like 4, so I'd be like,
Okay.
yeah, like 25 years ago. I'm 29. I'm old. Anyway, Switch news. Morphy's Law. So you weren't aware of this, and I just showed you the video before we started recording. What do you think about this first-person shooter, or is it third person? One of the two.
I love these style of games. I don't want to compare it to Overwatch or Team Fortress because it does look different. It looks completely different, but it's like I like it because it's not trying to copy something. It's trying to be its own thing.
Yeah, I'm a first-person shooter aficionado. I've never seen any kind of take like this. It is super unique,
Yeah.
and like any game, I don't think I've ever seen like an RPG, an action adventure, anything with the mechanic of you shoot your enemy, that part that you shot them shrinks and yours grows. What?
It looks ridiculous, but sometimes ridiculous is awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say ridiculous is good, but sure, ridiculous is awesome. Yeah, that's just... I want to play that.
Yeah, I do too. It looks weird in a way, but like I fucking love stuff like that, and I love people who are trying to think out of the box and not do something that has already been done.
Yeah, I feel this is going to go one of two ways. It's either going to flop because no one's going to know about it or care about it, or it's going to be like a next Splatoon level or Rocket League level of it's doing something that no one else has done, even though Rocket League was kind of a sequel to another game. Not going to talk about that, but it's so unique that people are just going to gravitate to it because there's no like lesser version of it or greater version of it. There's nothing else to stimulate the type of gameplay that you get or the senses of just like shooting someone in the head and watching their head shrink.
Yeah.
Or like in the video they show someone who's like 30 feet fucking tall. It's like, I want to shoot someone that's 30 feet fucking tall. I want to do that in game and then be 30 feet tall and be like, I'm going to crush little minions. Like, I wonder if you could step on your opponents when you're that big.
That would be awesome.
Like, imagine the person trying to step on you who's 30 feet tall and you have to shoot their foot so that the foot shrinks and doesn't stomp on you. Imagine that like rush of adrenaline. It's like shoot faster before you get crushed. If you're not good in time, that giant foot will crush you, or it might miss because their foot's too small because you shot it so much.
I'm wondering like how much times you have to shoot the person to kill them. That's my thing.
Is there even death? Can you even shoot someone so small that they die? What happens if you fall off the stage? There's still more questions. They're doing a beta this winter, so we don't even know what the full product's going to be like. We just know the premise.
Is it a Switch exclusive?
I don't know if it's Switch exclusive. I've only heard about it from the Nintendo Direct. Like, that was the first thing to bring it to my attention.
So they're sleeping with Nintendo, but...
Maybe. But to move on, speaking of Rocket League, it's getting some Nintendo exclusive cars. Now, I'm not much of a Rocket League guy, but Frankie is. So before he starts going off on his intricate thoughts and the details of Rocket League, I want to say, I don't care for the Mario car. I don't care for the Luigi car. That Samus car, Samus's little airship car, I don't know the name of the airship, sorry guys, that is sexy as fuck. It is so fucking sexy. I want to just hug that car. It is almost DeLorean levels of fanboyism that I have for that car. That might change in a few weeks when I get used to it. I don't know. But right now, I'm in love with Samus's car from Rocket League. And that's really all I have to say.
Is that going to get you into Rocket League?
Maybe. It also depends on the price. If it's physical, if it's digital, there's a whole bunch of other little intricacies that I care about before I buy a game. What are your thoughts about Rocket League on Switch?
I think it's a perfect fit. Rocket League is not a demanding game. And I think it would be really awesome just to play that on the go. It'll be really fun just to play, I don't know, like if you're going on a trip or something and everybody has their Switch and you just want to play something. I'm really, like, the Switch is really growing on me recently with these type of games. Like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the full version of Rocket League. I don't think they'll dumb anything down. Why would you need to? I'm hoping you will get more exclusive Nintendo skins. But I also hope we can transfer our Steam profiles or something like that.
I'm going to interrupt you for a moment because you're like, more Nintendo skins. Where the fuck is the Blue Falcon? Where the fuck is the Blue Falcon? I didn't even think of that while watching it. Because, like, before the video even went up, there was, like, leaks of Nintendo accidentally putting up 3 tags before the video went live.
Yeah.
One of those tags was F-Zero. So the entire time, I was like, there's going to be a fucking F-Zero announcement. And nothing. Why the fuck? They need F-Zero in Rocket League. That would most likely push me. I can't say for sure if they're going to be like, spend $80 for Rocket League. Fuck that.
No, it shouldn't be.
But, yeah, I know it wouldn't be that. That would be absolutely stupid. It goes for like 20 or 25 normally. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't even get to
But
13.
that might push me if they put in the Blue Falcon. Continue, though, not to just cut you off there.
Sorry. Yeah, where was I going with this? It looks great. I guess with like graphics compared to it looks like anything else. I'm hoping it'll be cross-platform play. I know Xbox One, PS4, and Steam are cross-platform play. Sorry, Xbox One and PS4 can't play with each other on Rocket League, but PS4 and Steam can, and Xbox One and Steam can.
It's up to Sony. Like
Sony, they're just stupid sometimes.
Every company is stupid in their own way. So it's not just flagging Sony. Every single video game company is fucking retarded in their own way.
They are. It's just...
Sony's retarded when it comes to playing well with others. That's its fault.
I feel like they'd be stupid when they're on top of the mountain. That's when Sony is the dumbest.
Yeah.
And then once they fall off the mountain, they're like, oh shit, we gotta start sucking our customers' dicks. That's like... Xbox... I don't feel like when 360 aired, do you ever felt like they were when they were on
That's
top?
a different topic.
I know.
We want to try to keep this short because it's like 1:46 in the morning.
Yeah, it is. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, let's move on to the next thing.
Okay, so here comes some big heavy hits. They finally have a release date for Skyrim on the Switch. Are you sold on Skyrim for Switch?
I don't think that's the platform I want to play it on.
Okay, me neither. When they announced it, Skyrim on Switch doesn't really sell it to me. But then they hit with the big dogs.
Yes.
Now, I have to admit something before we continue. I am not a fan of the Switch. I love Nintendo systems, and I will eventually buy Switch. I've always had the mentality of, I own fucking everything else from them. I own most consoles out there. I have like 36 different platforms. I will add a Switch to there at some point. I do not like the Joy-Cons. They are not comfortable. I think they're not cheap in like build design. They're well made for what they want, but they're not ergonomically designed, and that's super fucking important for a controller. I hate the joystick placement. It bothers me. System itself is fine. It's the controls. Anyway. Upon hearing the next bit of news, I phoned my work and I'm like, hey, next Switch is mine. I'm just going to pay for it outright. If I don't have enough saved up, I'm going to trade in games. The next Switch is mine. Because I don't know how Nintendo did it. They got its software on board for Doom on Switch. Not 1993 Doom. Fucking 2016 Doom. The best fucking shooter in like 15 plus years Doom. Game of the Year Doom. Soundtrack of the Year Doom. The Doom on Switch. This is huge. The last time Doom was on a Nintendo console was Doom 64 in 1996 or 1997. Depends on your region. So this is the first time in 20 fucking years Nintendo and its software are like, yo, what's up? That is monumental. Its software is now back with Nintendo. And this means so much to me because those are my two favorite developers ever. Like, whoever third place is, for me, I don't even know. I haven't even thought about that. That's how low down the pedestal is for third place compared to Nintendo and its software. And finally, they're on one side. What do you think about Doom? Like, the entirety of Doom. And, like, all the DLC, the arcade mode, all the extra stuff, all on the cartridge.
How the fuck are they making this run on this console? Do they just know something about the console that no one has figured out, and it's just like, oh, we can make it run on it now. I don't know.
The only thing that I can think of is if John Carmack was still at the company, the answer would simply be John Carmack. That man can get Doom running on anything. Hence the fact that the original 1993 Doom runs on everything. And when he was making id Tech 6 for first use in like Wolfenstein, The New Order, and other stuff, he was saying that like we don't even need better consoles. And this was during the 7th generation with the 360 and PS3. He's like, I can get whatever I'm working on in the future running on those systems, no problem, by taking like out some additional features here and there, but I can get these games working no problem. It's just about learning how to maximize performance out of lesser technology in ways that you compromise in one field to maximize another. And like obviously he's really good at optimization for that. id Software has always been known for optimization. Except for Rage, that was a driver issue. Some people haven't let it go, whatever. But John Carmack himself makes like the best engines on the planet. And even though he hasn't been with it a number of years, he started the tech for id Tech 6. That still has like his cells in it. And I think that is a key reason how they can bring the entirety of Doom and bring it to Switch. Now we don't know if there's actually going to be technical hiccups or not. It's just been announced. And I'm sure when it comes out this holiday season, which yes, I'm buying one, I'm sure Digital Foundry is going to go absolutely fucking nuts all over it and just get every little detail. If there's frame pacing issues, if there's actually dropped frames, resolution changes, I'm sure they're going to cover all that, and we'll have a final answer of how they're bringing this huge fucking game. Like Skyrim is big, way bigger than Doom is, but there's just so much more going on in Doom. It is a completely different powerhouse and is like more technically advanced, I would think, than Skyrim.
I would say it is too.
Yeah, because Doom is just it's a fucking beast, and this is the big moment where I think Nintendo's going like, yo, fuck you, we're serious about this third party shit. Mainly because like, yes, everyone has Skyrim, everyone's played Skyrim, but that's the thing, everyone knows of Skyrim, everyone's played Skyrim. Skyrim isn't exactly hardcore. The casuals are most of the people that take up Skyrim. Obviously, everyone loves Skyrim. I'm hardcore, you're hardcore, we love Skyrim. You love Skyrim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Skyrim's pretty good. I prefer Morrowind, whatever. But Skyrim, great. Doom is hardcore. Like, casuals know of it, generally don't give a fuck about it. Doom is for the hardcore only. And this is the first, this is for hardcore gamers and strictly hardcore gamers. And this is going to be the biggest M-rated game on the Switch. Maybe until No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Back comes out. Because that's going to be out there for its mature content. But Doom is bringing the Switch to a whole other level. That's like, hey, we're Nintendo, we're for the family, but Doom, no, this is for you. This is for the adults. This is a big, don't let kids play this. Although, you should let your kids play Doom. I was 5 years old when I started playing Doom. I turned out fine, right?
Sure,
right?
sure,
yeah?
sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So that was, big for me. And I'm super excited about Doom on Switch.
Just for a person that's studying video games right now, it's crazy how they're running it. I know you said John Carmack's working on it.
Well, he got the engine started.
Yeah.
He wasn't there to obviously finish the project, but I think that's a main reason why it's ported.
I'm just wondering what's going to be sacrificed on the game. Because obviously something, probably textures will be muddier, I'm guessing. Resolution, they don't have to work with that much. It's 720p screen on the Switch, right?
Yep.
So that's a big sacrifice that will help the performance of it. I'm going to probably run Doom on the lowest settings on my computer now, just so I have an expectation of what it's going to be on the Switch. But I'm hoping they blow this thing out of the water, and it's nothing, I'm hoping it's the most graphically intense game on the Switch.
It's going to most likely be like that for years. The one thing that is being sacrificed, one, no snap map features. Even as a hardcore Doom guy, I didn't use snap map a whole lot. Or I should say, I still don't use it, because I still play Doom. I don't use snap map a whole lot, to be honest. So I don't feel that's a big loss for me. The second thing is, when you buy the physical cartridge, it is only the single player content on it, and you'll have to download the multiplayer component for free. Now, that doesn't mean you can download the multiplayer component for free if you don't have the game. No, it sees you have the physical thing, and it downloads the multiplayer component as like DLC for the game for you to play online.
That makes sense. That just saves so then.
But to be honest, 80% of what makes Doom fucking amazing is the single player. Maybe even 90%. The multiplayer was like okay, a little bit rough. Now it's much better than what it was because like id Software kicked out the other two companies that were working on the multiplayer. I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but like id Software has done a really good job of getting multiplayer where it should be. It's kind of a little maybe too little, too late, but we'll see. It still has an active community on PS4, Xbox Live, and Steam. We'll see how Switch affects that.
Maybe this will bring a revive. Well, it definitely revive the game, but like it'll bring more eyes to it, I guess.
The other big thing right after they announced Doom is Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Now this game isn't even out yet on any of the platforms, so it's coming out on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Steam this holiday season, and I think like near the end of October. I forget the release date off the top of my head, but it's not making Switch on that date. It is coming very early 2018. But the fact is, they're like, yo, big Doom? Yeah. And some people will be like, oh, that's last year's news, maybe. Yeah, but Wolfenstein isn't even out yet, and it's going to come out 3 to 4 months after the, like, one that's properly coming out on consoles and PC. So that's still very much current. Yeah, so we don't even know how big Wolfenstein 2 is going to be. We just know it's, going to be more of Wolfenstein, The New Order, and The Old Blood, which is fucking fantastic. And it is those are fucking good looking games.
They are.
They're very good looking games, and obviously they're going to be improved for the sequel. So I wonder just how much extra power that might draw out of a Switch compared to Doom 2016.
Can I just say something? Is if they can get this running on a Switch, why aren't they doing releases for 360 and PS3? I know they're dead in the water, but like there's, I guess, kind of still money to be made there.
Well, the problem is with that, Bethesda is their publisher, so they say what goes where.
Yeah. And
there's a massive performance difference between like running on PS3 and 360 compared to Xbox One, PS4, and even the Switch. Like the Switch is more powerful than the Wii U, and the Wii U is slightly more powerful than the 360 and PS3 in general terms.
Okay.
So it's kind of like there would have to be even more research and development to scale the game back down for 7th generation hardware.
I guess that like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, I just think there was not that much gap between the Switch and 360 and PS3. Like, I know
no, there's a pretty big difference. Now, we'll just have to discuss that at some other point.
Yeah.
You can look up the specifications of the console.
I will, but...
Because essentially it's a Tegra 1 processor inside the Switch, which kicks the shit out of a 360 or PS3 in terms of specifications. But, moving on from, holy fuck, Wolfenstein, we're going to be able to shoot Nazis on the Switch. To put that in perspective, the last Wolfenstein game on a Nintendo console was Wolfenstein 3D on the Super Nintendo, where they've removed all the Nazi stuff. They removed even dogs. They removed dogs. Dogs? No, you don't shoot dogs. That's bad. Take them out. Put rats in. Fucking dumb. Whatever. I now want one thing from Wolfenstein 2 on the Switch. I want to shoot a fucking dog. That sounds so terrible, but just to justify the fact that Wolfenstein is on Nintendo, I want to shoot a fucking dog in Wolfenstein.
Okay.
To clarify. Following up on that is the arcade archives. So Nintendo released a lot of some of their arcade hits on the original Nintendo and obviously altered them a bit. This is the first time we're getting most of these original arcade games in their authentic form. Like Super Mario, or I should say Mario Brothers was on all of the Game Boy Advance Super Mario Advance games. So that's not that big of a deal. But everything else, I believe, is for the first time being released outside of the arcade, such as the original Punch-Out! For me, versus Balloon Fight. Balloon Fight is my favorite NES game. I have never played the arcade version of versus Balloon Fight, so this has my attention almost exclusively for versus Balloon Fight. But what did you think about the Arcade Archives presentation?
I didn't, I didn't actually know that I knew they had arcade machines, but I didn't think there was that much a difference between the arcade versions and the console releases. So it's a nice thing for someone like me who has never experienced that to go and experience it. And I'm really excited to see these takes on the arcade system that are different from the console versions.
Mm-hmm. All right, next up, I'm just going to let you handle this. WWE 2K18 is coming to the Nintendo Switch. This is the first time there's been a wrestling game for a Nintendo handheld since what? Definitely the Wii. There's nothing on Wii U.
I think there was two. I think there was 2009 on the PSP. I could be wrong.
No, I'm talking about for a Nintendo platform.
Oh, for Nintendo platform?
It was definitely on the Wii.
2009 maybe? 2010? I don't know. Like, they were really bad. They were just basically mini games.
I think it would have been 2011 because they went WWE 12 when they redid everything, and I don't think that series went to Nintendo.
No, it was just the SmackDown vs. Raw series.
So then this is the first game in 7 years on a Nintendo platform? Yeah, continue.
So, yeah, it's pretty big. I'm keeping up with the game. They said this is going to be a full feature game with nothing cut back. Only one feature that's going to be cut back, and that's...
Is it gem mode?
No, it's not. They're not even fucking releasing it. Don't even get me started about that. Those stupid people fucking lying on the internet. The only thing that they're cutting back is 8 people in the ring. That's a new feature that's going to be released for Xbox One and PS4. They're only going to have 6 people. But the full career mode is going to be on there, which is going to be it was Shut Your Mouth-esque, where you can roam backstage and talk to people.
Yep.
Form alliances and stuff like that. That's supposed to be part of the game. They're also, I don't know if you know this, but with the career mode, it's going to be shorter, but with more content that's not repetitive. A lot of people felt with the recent 2K series, it was really repetitive. You kept doing the same thing, and basically you would climb a ladder. And it's just like, I've never finished a career mode with the current 2K series because it's too long, it's too boring, and there's not enough going on with it. So reduced it a lot more. Better content, better promo system. The promo system in the 2K series currently is really weird. You could just guess stuff.
Did they fix Renee Young's face?
Yes, they've redone a lot of models. They've actually redid the lighting system. It looks more realistic now. If you're really into like the muscles and stuff like that, I guess. They fixed Dana Brooke's face. She had the most ridiculous face. I'll bring that up on the screen. The 2 comparisons. It's fucking night and day. It's just stupid ridiculousness.
Off topic. I don't think people give Dana Brooke enough credit. She had one of the best matches with Asuka of anyone that I've seen fight Asuka. Unrelated. Just like, I'm rooting for Dana Brooke. Continue.
Yeah. I think she has a lot of backstage heat. That's why her push is being... Whatever, that's something different.
Yeah. So better facial features. People are going to look who they're supposed to look like. Namely Renee Young and Dana Brooke.
Yep. Bigger roster. Of course, they always have to have a bigger roster. All DLC is going to be released for the game. They're not cutting back on DLC.
For better or worse.
If I buy Switch, I'll buy the game. I'll probably buy it on PS2.
On PS2?
PS4. Did I say PS2?
Yeah.
Sorry, PS4.
Continue.
Yeah, so really excited. I'm hoping they really improve the gameplay. Less mini games, please. I want a wrestling game, not a mini game. I'll play Mario Party if I want to play mini games, or I don't know,
WarioWare.
Yeah, WarioWare. Sorry, brain's not working.
All right, to move on. The guys that did Bravely Default and Bravely Second, which I absolutely fucking love, bought both games collector's editions, 100% them, working on another game. They're working on Project Octopath Traveler. One, dumb fucking name. I understand it. Octopath, there's 8 different heroes with their own stories. Octopuses, 8 tentacles. I get it. But it is a working title, so I'm sure they'll get a better title that rolls off the tongue. But the important thing is, this is a beautiful 2D game. Like, they're calling it high definition 2D, which I guess that counts. Mm-hmm. But this is the first time you saw it. Again, we watched the videos just before booting up the mic. What did you think of Project Octopath Traveler?
There's no game with the same art style. It's really interesting. I'm not a big fan of turn-based. I will give this a try. All you really have to do for me to play a game is make it look beautiful, and I'll try it. But
You are shallow.
I am shallow. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, I will play a game if it looks beautiful, but like, I will play a game for the good mechanics too. Like, I love some games that look like shit, and I'll still play them.
Yeah, the big selling point for me for this is the fact that it's made by the guys that made Bravely Default and Bravely Second. If they have a specific little like team name over at Square Enix for that group, I don't know what it is. I should know because like all the work I've played, or I should say all the games that I've played, I absolutely love 100%. Clearly, by 100%ing both games, I've poured a shit ton of hours into them. And I do not even like the art style for Bravely Default or Second, and actually turned me off of the series. But it was the demo of Bravely Default that hooked me on it, that I went to Amazon, got the collector's edition, sunk I don't know how many tens of hours into that, but I loved it. So I'm looking forward to this just based off the pedigree of the developer alone. And the fact that they make better Final Fantasy games than actual Square Enix Final Fantasy team. So that's like a big advantage in my mind for that little team. They make better Final Fantasy games that aren't actually Final Fantasy games. But to move on from that, there's another successor to Advance Wars that is a spiritual successor. So it's not Intelligent Systems that is developing it, but there's a game called Tiny Metal. What do you think about Tiny Metal?
It's really interesting because it's not like a 2D sprite game. It has 3D elements to it, which is a really unique take on Advance Wars. I'm really excited to play this. Probably me and you are going to play the shit out of it if one of us does get a copy of it.
Yeah, we are both huge Advance Wars fans, and like when another team announced Wargroove, you were like, what the hell is this a couple months ago, and we're like, holy shit, this is like Advance Wars and Fire Emblem, but mostly it's like Advance Wars. We're going to look into this. When I found out about Tiny Metal, I was like, Frankie's got to know. We're going to play this.
This looks more impressive over Wargroove, because Wargroove it looks like a reskinned Advance Wars. This is like going back to the 3D. It has 3D elements. I'm just wondering what the effects are going to be. I think they're going to be I think you're going to get more out of the game like that. Do you want to add anything? Sorry.
I think what we're trying to say is with the whole Wargroove looks like a reskin of Advance Wars.
Yeah.
I think what we're trying to say is Wargroove looks like if they remade Advance Wars today.
Yeah.
That's what it would be like. Where if Tiny Metal was a next gen Advance Wars.
Yes.
Now I don't know if there's actually going to be a grid difference with the fact that it is polygonal.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not sure if it's just going to be still aircrafts can only shoot aircrafts, and anti-airs can only shoot or good against infantry and that. But if there's actually going to be maybe a grid that piles on top on a y-axis instead of just like a z-axis. Hopefully I'm getting the axes correct.
Yes.
But instead of like on a board, it's also like piled high.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know. I haven't seen enough gameplay to really nail that down yet, or if it's just going to be on like one flat plane like original Advance Wars, just in 3D. But the main thing I think translates really well is the character designs do look like they're ripped straight out of Advance Wars.
The one thing Wargroove might have over Tiny Metal.
It's one metal. It's really small.
Tiny Metals is that it's going to have mod support, so you can get your reskins of Fire Emblem and Advance Wars in the game, or
Was
whatever.
it going to have mod support on the Switch?
No, it won't, but on PC it will.
Okay. We're trying to keep it Switch focused here.
Okay.
No mod support, at least not yet. Maybe in the future. It's not out yet. It's coming. We'll get there. I'm sure we'll play it at some degree. But the last thing to go over, Super Mario Odyssey. Are you sold on Super Mario Odyssey yet?
Yes. Take my money. It looks awesome. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the Mario 64 3D platforming game we've wanted. Like, 3D World wasn't fully there. It was like a half step. a lot of people are not taking, like, 3D platformer games are, like, the genre is really struggling. I felt like in this current age, it's really hard to release a 3D platformer that's good. I guess if a company was going to do it, it would be Nintendo.
Yeah.
So, like, what's it called? Ukulele wasn't that well received. I think you can say that.
Yeah. I don't know what the Metacritic is, but it definitely, for most people, it was underwhelming.
It was...
It may not have been bad. It was underwhelming, though.
Yeah, I heard, like, there was a huge section that just felt dull, and it didn't feel like it was filled with content. That was one of the complaints I've been hearing from the game. So, I'm hoping this game revives that genre. I'm hoping... I really want to see more 3D platformers. It's something that I think we deserve as gamers.
Growing up with, like, the N64 being my baby, 3D platformers were a big part of the N64's library, so played a big part for me.
Yeah.
So I'm all for good 3D platformers. Even if it's just, like, mediocre to good. Honestly, that's pretty much good enough for me, just in general for 3D platformers. Speaking of Odyssey, though, I actually got to play Odyssey a few weeks ago. I was at Fan Expo in Toronto, and, God, it was like a fucking 50-minute wait in that fucking line, and I didn't bring my Vita, I didn't bring my 3DS, I didn't bring anything.
What the fuck were you thinking? It's basically line simulator.
Okay, when I think of Fan Expo, I don't think of video games.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going for Bruce Campbell, I'm going to see the DeLorean, I'm going for not video game stuff. And then when I saw Nintendo booth right across from the Sony booth, right beside the Microsoft booth, I was like, oh shit. All the street passes I'm not getting. But I stood in line for like 50 minutes or whatever. And I finally got to play Super Mario Odyssey. And, well, I find most people are just like... It feels good. I feel right now... It feels in between Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Galaxy for how well the platforming feels. And that's a compliment, because Super Mario 64 is one of the best controlling 3D platformers ever, if you ask me. Like, I love that he's like a gerbil in a playground, and I think the only game that beats that for just how good it feels to jump around, the maneuverability, the freedom of movement, is Galaxy. That's like... It's the epitome of 3D platforming. I don't think it's up there, but I think that was because the level that I was playing didn't have the versatility to allow me to do all of the platforming maneuvers that Mario should be able to do in Mario Odyssey. Mm-hmm. So I'm still reserving some judgment. It was very responsive, though. There was a lot of weight to him, not in the sense of weighing you down, but you felt the momentum build up when you got a running start, when you threw the hat, when you jumped on the hat, and when you jumped off the hat to do like a double jump or a triple jump. You feel the weight of everything. So it feels good to jump like that, because it's like your brain can do the math before you jump when you're used to his jumping, and it's reliable and it's consistent. So planning out jumps as you're running towards them it's native. You're not even thinking about it. Your brain's doing the processing, and the game is nailing it down. So it's like, it feels good every time you nail a super long jump or, wall jump up stuff to get up to a higher place, and you're like, fuck yeah, I calculated like that, and it played exactly like I thought it would. It's hard to really put into words, like smaller words.
Yeah.
But it felt good, just not there yet for Galaxy, but I mainly think it was because of the stage design.
Okay. Can I just add something to it? The one thing I noticed about it is how much content they're putting in this game, just with the customizable outfits and stuff like that, and just how much stuff you can collect for it, which I feel like it's going to bring people back to the game, and I'm hoping, like, there's a short way of playing the game. Like, I felt we were thinking 3D World, you can just, like, skim through the game really easily and beat the whole game, and then you can just go back and get the harder collectibles. I'm hoping they have that in the game, which I really enjoyed with the other Mario games and stuff like that.
One thing that I wish I did when I was playing the demo is there was, like, obviously a Nintendo representative telling me stuff about the game while I'm playing that I've already heard, because I'm a hardcore gamer, I do all this research. I wish I took the opportunity to like think of questions beforehand to ask while I'm playing, such as like exactly how many worlds are there? Are there going to be one good thing Ukulele did was you could expand each world you were in.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really cool feature. So I wanted to ask about that. The entire time I was playing and she was talking, I was like, for fuck's sakes, would you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to concentrate on the game. You talking to me is distracting me from the game as I'm trying to really, articulate an opinion about everything that I see about this game. And she's taking up 30% of my mental resources just listening to what she says in case she tells me something that I don't know.
Mm.
But
did she tell you something you didn't know, or?
I don't think so. Nothing that I remembered. She was just like, make sure you throw your hat and you can jump on it. I'm like, I already saw that. I already know that's a thing. I'm just going to figure out what button it is to do. I got this. I'm a 29-year-old gamer. I've been doing this. I'll figure it out. I'm sure you're not going to give an instruction booklet with the fucking game anyway, so I'm going to have to find out anyway. But anyway. I'm saying that a lot.
I do have an experience of something like that. If you don't mind sharing. Can I share it? Do we have enough time?
So you have enough time. You're the one that edits.
I know. Okay. So, this was before the Xbox One came out. They were doing a deal with Best Buy where they were allowing them to have Xbox Ones at their store to play.
Yep.
And I was just there, and this guy just kept fucking throwing information at me. And I remember, I just finished one of his sentences, and he just got so pissed. He was, the most pissed, his face just, I just did his job for him. And it felt so good. And I decided to, because I remember the PS4 came out before the Xbox One, and I just decided to bring up a PS4 controller and do the comparisons. They had them on the shelf.
Yep.
And then he wouldn't let me do that, which was really weird.
He's got to defend his brand, man.
I know, but it's just I felt like they just pick people that are not really passionate about it. They're just, I don't know, they're just to make money, kind of.
Yeah, it's an oversaturated market for sure, so you're going to get a lot of people like that.
Yeah. Anyways.
But what do you think of the entire Nintendo Direct?
I felt like this is what we needed. This is what E3 should have fucking been.
What did they announce at E3?
I don't even know.
I'm sure there were Metroid Prime 4. That was big. So we saw nothing from Metroid Prime 4 this Nintendo Direct. So thinking about that, that's a little depressing. Although they only had a title, so we're waiting for gameplay or maybe even a cinematics just to see their artistic approach if it's consistent. Because it's not the same team that's doing Metroid Prime 4. It's done by the producer of Super Metroid.
Yeah.
So there's nothing of that, but yeah, they had that at E3, but.
I think it's kind of smart if you think about it because the spotlight's just on them, right? They don't have to. They're not going to get over. I don't know how to say this. Focus is 100% on them.
Yeah, that's
they
the
don't have to
advantage.
compete with other Sony or Microsoft. They're just their own thing. This is what they have to offer, and it's really smart because it's close to the holiday season. So this is really fresh in your mind, and you're just oh shit, now I need to get a Switch.
Yeah, think about that. This kicks the shit out of their E3.
Yes, it does.
I'm honestly mainly saying that because Doom is on Switch, and that's it's so good.
I don't know if I want to get this holiday or wait for a redesign. That's my thing right now. I'm hoping they do a redesign for the Joy-Cons. I feel like if enough people are going down their throats, they will do it. So maybe we should get a petition starting or something.
Or shove Joy-Cons down their throats.
Yes.
And be like, if this was more ergonomically designed, it would fit better. And then they would just release Joy-Cons that are shaped like dildos, so... You know what, maybe not.
They only have to do one thing. It's just switch the thumbsticks with face buttons. And I'm pretty sure it'll be 100% more comfortable.
Maybe. I don't want to write down my problems with the Joy-Cons. It's in my head somewhere, but not ready to just blurt out. But anyway,
yeah.
Let's actually end this. So what did you guys think about the Nintendo Direct? What was your biggest announcement for it? Actually, Frankie, what was your biggest announcement? Doom for me. Out of what you saw for 45 minutes.
It's just I'm going to have to agree with you with Doom and in software, what they're releasing on the Switch, because it makes me feel like the Switch is more powerful than I thought it was. And this
is also a gateway for other developers. Holy fuck, they got that running on it?
It's just we need more games like this on there. It doesn't have to like look 100% like the PS4 or the Xbox One version, but like
it creates the bridge.
Yes, it creates a nice, good bridge, and I'm hoping developers will open their fucking eyes and be like, yes, we can put our games on here.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, like, I don't know, Bethesda opens more of their library to the system, like Fallout 4.
I'm sure that's next.
Yeah, that's pretty much next.
They haven't announced anything. We're sure that's next. But, to go back, what did you guys think, the viewers? Not going to interrupt this anymore. What was your highlights of the Nintendo Direct video? And, it's like 2:19, so we should probably end this and catch some sleep. And we'll see you guys next time. Next episode is on October 1st. Then we're going gold. We're official. None of this beta shit.
Look for an interesting project coming soon, too.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'll find out later, and so will you.
Yeah.
Click.